We're back in Buzz City after the Hornets finished a 4-game road trip, looking to bounce back from Wednesday's loss against the Chicago Bulls. I'm Eryn Pittsonberger, that's Matt Rochinski, and this is the HornetsFanshop.com pregame show. Now, before we get into anything, let's talk about today's game day special.
Yeah, great game day special. We're doing this new this year. Last year was item of the game. This year we got the game day special. It's buy more, save more. You get 15% off orders of $50 or more, 20% off of orders of $100 or more. So if you spend more money, you save more money. And you use the code LEAVES18. Turn that F into a V, add an E, LEAVES 18. That'll get you those 15 to 20% off. But spend more, you'll save more.
Plural leaves 18. I'm excited about that. You know what I'm also excited about? Technically, this is my opening night.
I know,
guys.
This is crazy.
Unfortunately, I fell ill during opening night, so I'm really looking forward to seeing tonight at the Hive. What's something that I might have missed that if I wasn't here, it's you really should have been here, Eryn.
Energy, Eryn. I mean, it was opening night, new coach, new team, new look, new GM, new players, Tony Parker on board, new rookies. Everything was new. Everybody was hyped. We knew that it was time to see what this team could do. Things started off slow. Did not get off to a great start. Looked like the guys might have had Eryn sickness early on in this one, I think. Had to kind of catch up, get things figured out. The started off bad in the first quarter, but turned things around thanks in large part to a guy named Kemba Walker, who's absolutely been dominating all season long so far. The only problem was didn't come away with the win. Had a great comeback. The Hive was rocking. Everybody was into this. Had 2 chances to win the game. Kemba falls short, and then Nick, I think he thought he had a little less time than he had. Could have probably set his feet on that last shot.
And I'll tell you what, I was screaming from my couch watching it on TV. I did have the luxury of watching it on Fox Sports Southeast, and I will say that classic nights on TV look so cool.
Oh.
I really thought that I was watching like a 90s highlight reel or something. It was really awesome to watch.
Yeah, it's just cool to see how much the fans are getting into it and how many phones were up when they came in, and just as soon as you saw the court and what it looked like, and then to put on the white pinstripes, we haven't seen the guys in those in quite some time. It was a classic feel, and we're going to have those 7 more times throughout the season. So 8 classic nights, great tickets still available. Make sure you grab yours.
That plug right there. Well, since then we've played 4 road games. Started off red hot against Miami, Orlando. Kind of felt a little cool against Toronto and Chicago on Wednesday. What's your overall take on this road trip?
I mean, when you start off having 1 game at home and then you go on a 4-game road trip, if you tell me before we left we were going to go 2-2 on that road trip, I'll take it. I definitely will. I understand Hornets fans, and I understand why they're upset because of the fact that we started off 2-0 on the road trip. Really put our foot down on Orlando against the old coach, had a great game, got a big win there. Come back against Miami, get a big lead. The guys are playing well. They come back, but we're still able to pull that off by 1. So now you've got a lot of momentum. You've got a lot of hype. Everybody's talking about Kemba Walker. Everybody's talking about the Hornets' hot start. And then we're looking at it going, we got to go to Toronto. That's a pretty good basketball team. So I'm just going to say what happened in Toronto is not unexpected. I think we can challenge the really good teams in this league and play with them. But those aren't the type of teams we need to expect to beat this year. We need to look at those teams and say, hey, if we get wins against these teams, it's going to be great. It's going to be gravy, a little something extra. But you've got to beat the teams that you're supposed to beat. And that's why the last game of the road trip in Chicago was so disappointing to so many fans, the players in that locker room, the coach over there. We saw that coach was actually, you could tell he was a little bothered by this one. This one got to him a little bit. So it's going to be interesting to see what these guys are able to do.
And I will say one thing that I really noticed during this road trip was the bench. I think JB's kind of still messing around with the playing units and everything, but at the same time, right now the bench they're averaging 46 points, and so I mean that's something to really be proud of, especially under a new coach. What do you think?
Yeah, and I like what Coach JB has done with the bench. We wondered how this was going to work. Who were the guys going to be that were in the rotation? You're right. He's still mixing and matching some groups, going small here and there, going bigger here and there. But Malik Monk has been instant offense off the bench, averaging over 12 points already. This guy's a guy we all know can shoot it from anywhere. You give him a ball, he's going to shoot it. It doesn't matter where he's standing. So he's hitting those shots, starting to play really well early on in his 2nd season. Hopefully things will continue to go well for Malik. But the guys that I really like are MKG. MKG has come off the bench, playing power forward, and really playing some of the best basketball that I think we've seen MKG play in his career here. This might be the perfect role for him. He might be that perfect defender to come in, really harass guys inside, really make it difficult for players to score, and he's been extremely effective at that. And Billy Eryn Gomez, I mean, this guy can be offense He's got to find some consistency, I think, but he's definitely got things going.
Yeah, MKG and those threes. Where did those come from?
I know, right?
It was awesome.
Just corner three. Let's just keep shooting them. I'm okay with that. Don't tell me the guy can't shoot. He's draining them right now.
Yeah, I think he's in his element there. And also somebody who actually got to have some playing time for the first time in his NBA career was Devontae Graham. He played 6 minutes against Toronto. I know it's still early,
right.
still kind of feeling things out, but how do you think he's doing under Kemba and Tony?
I think that he's doing tremendous. I mean, he's got two great leaders. He's extremely excited to be learning under both Kemba and Tony. He knows he's going to have to bide his time and really wait for his opportunity. You've got one rookie in Miles Bridges who's going to play a lot and is going to make an impact. We've seen that. Don't sleep on Devontae Graham. He's going to make an impact over the course of this season. At some point in time, Tony Parker is going to start getting a little tired. There might be some days off that he gets, and Devontae's going to have his chance. The thing I like about Devontae is when you talk to him, you know he's ready. He's ready to go. He's excited, and he can't wait to get on the court. Speaking
of talking to him, let's hear it straight from the horse's mouth. We caught up with Devontae Graham after yesterday's practice in Buzz City. This is Devontae Graham's Rookie Journal.
This is Devontae Graham, and this is my rookie journal for October 25th. The first week and a half has been all that I expected it to be. Got to go on a week-long road trip, which is something I'm definitely not used to, but definitely had a great time playing in the cities that we got to play in, and just being with the team and bonding. It helps us a lot. I mean, because you know you're going into an arena full of fans that are against you, so it just brings you closer as a team. And we know we just got to stick together, fight for one another when we're on the road trips and try to get out of there with wins. It was a great feeling. Dream come true. You know, that's what you dream of as a kid playing in the league, and got to go make my debut in Toronto, and it felt great. Definitely looking forward to it more. Just taking it one day at a time. You know, it's a process, so when my name's called, I'll definitely be ready. It's definitely different, you know, coming from college when you're used to playing a lot, and then, you know, your roles change, but you just gotta go with it and stay positive, stay ready, because it's definitely gonna happen one day and name's gonna get called, so you gotta just make sure you're prepared at all times.
Be here. To get your 2018 season membership, call 704-HORNETS. This is Buzz City.
And the captain that Devontae Graham gets to learn under is Kemba Walker. What an amazing guy to learn from, huh?
I mean, you couldn't have one of the better players in the NBA to be learning from. Not only is this guy a class act on the court, he's also a class act off the court. So one thing that I look forward to is how Kemba's going to kind of teach Devontae along and how to act the right way when you're both on the court and off the court. But I'll tell you what, this guy on the court right now, what Kemba Walker is doing, I mean, I thought it was a joke when I looked it up and it said that he's averaging 31 points after 5 games. Let that sink in for a second. He's averaging 31 points after 5 games. That's absolutely insane that the tear that he's on right now.
Unreal, and that is why he has earned the very first Eastern Conference Player of the Week honor of this entire season, and I couldn't be more excited to see that, just to see how much of an impact that he's immediately making, even under a new coaching staff, with all these new playing units around him. He's still finding a way to flourish and be that clutch Kemba that everyone loves.
And the thing that's great about it is that he's being recognized by the NBA. It's not just by Hornets fans. We're not just sitting here going, oh my gosh, our captain's off to a great start. The entire league was put on notice by Kemba Walker through these first 5 games to see what he's been able to accomplish. He was being talked about on ESPN. Sports Illustrated had a piece on him. He was also on Deadspin. The Hornets were on Deadspin, and it was a positive article. It was a good thing to see. It was great for those type of things, for national media outlets to be covering Kemba right now, wanting to see what we're doing. That's tremendous publicity for him. And it's not because it's unearned. What he's been doing, especially from beyond the arc, has been absolutely insane.
Now let me ask you this. I know that we've been talking about head coach JB working on more ball movement and more sharing the ball and everything. How much do you think that is working to Kemba's favor?
I honestly was a little concerned about it early on the opening night show when Sam and I were on here. I was talking to Sam about how is this going to work. I think it's great that we're going to have more scoring options. There are more guys to get the ball to. They definitely want to touch the ball and shoot the ball more often this year. But is that going to affect Kemba's numbers? Is that going to cause Kemba's numbers to dip? We've seen, obviously, nothing is dipping at this point. Kemba has had absolutely no problem fitting in with this offense. And what it does is it creates more space for him because Coach JB wants to open up that lane. And we know how good Kemba is at getting to the rack as well. But he also has more open threes. It's a lot more kick-out basketball. And Kemba has been spot-up shooting threes and works off that pick and roll. We heard Cody Zeller is going to be on here later on. Cody has been great with Kemba in terms of freeing him up to create open shots. Kemba's fitting into this offense perfectly because this offense is made for Kemba Walker.
And to quote Kemba, what do you want?
Yeah, what do you want?
What more do you want from me? What more could you want? Actually, you know what we want is we want 10,000 more career points when you're finished. Kemba Walker is the first player in franchise history to hit 10,000 career points. How incredible is that? And he knocked that out in Miami on the road.
I mean, it's such an amazing honor when you throw up a list of people in his draft class and who's hit 10,000 points with their teams. Klay Thompson is the only other person in his draft class to hit 10,000 points. Kyrie Irving still has not gotten to that point yet. So that really speaks volumes. It's a tremendous honor, and it's a credit to Kemba. All of this is on Kemba. He's the one who's done the work. He didn't come into the league being a guy who's going to score 10,000 points up to this point. He's worked to get there, and that's a tremendous honor for Kemba.
Now let's take a look to see how hard he's worked his journey from his rookie year until now to get him those 10,000 career points.
With the 9th pick in the 2011 NBA Draft, the Charlotte Bobcats select Kemba Walker from the University of Connecticut.
Back to Kemba. Three-pointer. Go! Here comes McRoberts to throw to Walker. It's in the air. Yes! Bobcats win it. 5. Walker with a 3 to tie. Yes! We've seen it before. Down to 4. 2, 1. Hornets leads, and the Hornets win with the shot clock on his back. Walker down the lane, drive, shoots, scores! Game over!
Oh!
Kemba,
Oh!
lead.
Oh!
Kemba. Yes! He's done it again! A three-pointer! Long rebound run down by Dwight. Historic 3 for Kemba. You bet! There it is! The all-time Hornets franchise leader. Kemba, triple. Got it! Number 10! Another 3. Oh, my goodness! Kemba. There it is! Kemba's done it! Bodies get tangled. Kemba takes advantage. Kemba. And he scores it himself, and he's fouled. How about that for history number 15?
And tonight, the Hornets organization will be honoring Kemba before the game for his Eastern Conference Player of the Week. And fans get a chance to get a 10,000 career point poster from our designer, Jesse DeBolt.
Yeah,
so I'm looking forward to that.
It's great. It's always nice whenever we do these new things and Kemba sets another record or hits another milestone. We make sure that our fans are going to be able to share in that with us. And Jesse did a great job putting that together.
Well, speaking of milestones, we are now in our Hornets 30th anniversary season, and this past week we rolled out the top 30th anniversary team. We rolled out 2 a day, and finally we finished it today. We're going to go through these, and we're going to play a little game. We're going to do some word association.
Eryn's scaring me.
We're going to start out with number 10 and roll all the way into 1, and you have to give me either a noun or an adjective that describes these top players. You ready?
All right, let's do this.
Okay, at number 10, you have Big Al Jefferson.
Money. Al was always ready, man. That guy, no matter when you needed a big bucket, Al was the guy. If we were having a situation where we were down to a team and you needed somebody to score 15 points in the quarter, Al was the guy. He always came up big. That's money.
Money. All right, number 9, Kendall Gill.
Kendall Gill, consistent. He was kind of the portrait of consistency for this franchise. A guy you knew exactly what he was going to do. You knew what his role was. He knew what his role was and performed it to the best of his ability and was just one of those classic guys who made a way to kind of ingrain himself in fans' heads.
Number 8, Gerald Wallace.
Crash. I mean, geez, I can't. I want to say G-Force because that's what we called him. We know the fans called him Crash. We'll go with Crash on this one. The guy just absolutely had no problem throwing his body wherever he needed to in order to get a win for that Bobcats team back in the day.
I had a feeling you were going to say that one. Number 7, Baron Davis.
Baron Davis, underrated. I kind of feel like Baron is that guy that, whether it was in Charlotte or when he went to Golden State, was that guy that came into the league, might not have had a bunch of hype around him, but really excelled and really could be the heart of that Hornets team back in the day.
All right, Matt, number 6, Glenn Rice.
Glenn Rice, man, oh my gosh, shooter. I mean, this guy, absolutely insane. 3-point, contest shooter, all-star MVP. Like, this guy just got it done here in Charlotte and was a class act. I really liked the way Glenn Rice went about playing basketball and acting off the court as well.
We're breaking into the top 5.
Oh gosh.
Now at number 5, Muggsy Bogues.
Short? That seems fair. Short, but heart. Let's go heart. Yes. Short,
I love it.
Short and heart. I mean, no more heart in any player than I've ever seen play for the Charlotte Hornets than Muggsy. I mean, you've got all the odds stacked against you, and you just don't care. And you go out there and you play basketball the way that you played when you were a kid growing up, all the way through until your pro career. This guy had a love of the game that exceeded what most players have, and that comes with heart, and Muggsy definitely had it.
I love that. All right, number 4, Larry Johnson.
Grandmama. I mean, we got that one's easy. Come on, Grandmama he was the man back in the day. He changed the culture of the NBA, not only on the court but off the court. Like, he brought certain things mainstream. Everybody wanted a grandmama shirt or a gold tooth that was right in the middle there. Thanks to Larry Johnson. I mean, he was just epic and somebody who will always be associated with this franchise.
Still looking to get myself a grandmama t-shirt. All right, breaking into the top 3 now. Number 3, Kemba Walker.
Just awesome. I mean, seriously, this guy, he's my number 1. I mean, Kemba is just insane. What he's done for this franchise, the records he breaks on a daily occasion, the heart that he's shown, the passion that he has, how much he wants to win and turn this team into a winner, what he's able to do with his teammates to get them to play the same way he wants to play and really get everybody to play unselfish basketball. Probably my favorite basketball player of all time that I've had a chance to cover. I'm sorry, Yao, but I'm going to give this one to Kemba Walker. He's just awesome.
All right, number 2, Del Curry.
Del Curry. 3. I mean, DC for 3. I mean, is there a better 3-point shooter that's ever played on this team? Maybe the guy we just talked about, Kemba Walker. I'd love to see that. I'd love to.
That would be great.
Figure a way to get that done after a practice. Have a 3-point competition between Del and Kemba. I'd like to see how that shakes out. But I mean, Del, another guy, just class, Mr. Hornet. I mean, hands down, he is the guy that people know as, when you talk about the Charlotte Hornets organization back in the day, Del Curry is one of the first names that pops up.
Del and Kemba 3-point shootout. We'll put that on the
Let's
to-do
make it
list.
happen.
All right, now drum roll. Number 1, Alonzo Mourning. What are your thoughts?
Shot. The shot, no doubt. That's why I think he's number 1 on this list. That's what kind of ingrains into Hornets fans' minds. That shot he hit against the Boston Celtics to win the playoff series will live forever in Hornets lore. There were probably 40,000 people at that game. At least there's that many who are telling the story that they were at that game because it was that big of a deal. That's why he's where he is. He had some tremendous years with the Charlotte Hornets, no doubt, deserves to be up there. But that shot, I think when fans are voting, when they're asking who's the all-time best Hornet, that probably had a little bit to do with why Alonzo finished at number 1.
Yeah, I think so too. I think even fans who are born after that game, that's still the image that you picture when you think about the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you, because you were the one that was also helping track all of this voting, how close was it to come down to maybe top 5?
And we know we've had some feedback on social media. Eryn knows. She's told me. She fills me in on what's happening. Yes, we see it all. We know that fans are upset that Kemba isn't number 1. We've seen a lot of fans responding that, and that's true. I can understand they're upset, why they're upset, but at the same point in time, it's a vote. And when you ask how close it was, I'm not kidding. Every vote mattered in this thing. From 1 to 4 on a week-to-week basis, these guys were changing spots. I mean, it was the difference between 20, 30, 40 votes. And at the end, it just kind of rolled out the way that it did, and we have to go with what the numbers tell us. But it was close. If you think that Kemba should have been 1, 10 years from now when we're sitting here and doing a 40th anniversary team, make sure you guys are voting. I'm sure it's not going to be on one of these. I'm sure we're going to figure out other ways to do it. We're all going to have probably floating phones in our heads somehow that we're going to be casting votes on. But make sure that your vote, they're just up in the sky somewhere. I don't know how this is going to work, but that's how close it was, which made it fun to see for us to sit there and go, wow, I wonder how this thing is all going to shake out. And we've seen how it shaked out. So if you don't like it, next time vote.
Next time vote.
Yep.
There you go. Also, Election Day is on Tuesday, so make sure to vote. Now, going back and looking at this top 10, does this align with your personal team?
I will say that I don't think there's anybody in the top 10 that I could legitimately say does not deserve to be there. I think all 10 of those guys have made a case for why they should be in the top 10. If you're asking me if there's a guy I think who might have been left out, I'm going to give it to Mech. I'm going to give it to Mech Okafor. I mean, this guy was the Charlotte Bobcats franchise. Him and Gerald Wallace, what they were able to do, he comes out and he wins Rookie of the Year, the first year of the franchise's existence. The whole Got Mech campaign was absolutely phenomenal. I still think it's one of the better campaigns that I've seen in the NBA. When you put a guy in a milk carton, come on, man, that's just fun. So, but he's also the franchise's all-time leading rebounder. Like, this is a guy who went about his business. He wasn't loud about it. He wasn't somebody who craved the spotlight. He was just a guy who worked hard every single day, and I think he would probably, if you're asking me somebody who would deserve it to be on that top 10 and isn't on it, it would be Mech.
Mech. All right. Well, 40th. Maybe we kind of give a little plug for Mech.
We'll see what we
10
can
years
do.
from
we'll
now.
push it in those phones in our head.
Exactly. All right. Saturday, November 17th, our next classic night when we take on the Philadelphia 76ers. These guys are going to be in the building.
Yep.
They're going to be here. This 30th anniversary team will be here. Make sure to get your tickets now because they will go quick. Now that we've announced this team, I guarantee you a ton of fans are going to want to be there. So let's make sure that we get online, Hornets.com, and get those tickets now.
Our plug. See,
yes,
we both
my
did
plug.
this
My
well.
plug. All right, now let's take a look at the top 3 guys.
Already the owner of several major franchise records, Kemba Walker has solidified himself as one of the NBA's premier point guards and three-point shooters. Becoming the team's first ever 10,000-point scorer, Walker is a 2-time All-Star and 2-time reigning recipient of the NBA's Sportsmanship Award. One of the top bench players in the NBA during his era, Curry's decade-long run in Charlotte was synonymous with long-distance excellence and reliability. The franchise's second all-time leader in points and three-point field goals, Curry is still the only Hornet to ever win the NBA's Sixth Man of the Year award, doing so in 1994. Taken with the second overall pick in the 1992 NBA draft, center Alonzo Mourning was a dynamic triple threat talent with elite scoring, rebounding, and rim protecting capabilities. Still the franchise's all-time leader in blocks, the 2-time Charlotte All-Star drained a memorable game-winning jumper against the Boston Celtics in the 1993 NBA playoffs to give the franchise its first ever postseason series victory.
We're now joined by Cody Zeller, who is stitched up and ready to go tonight after taking an elbow from Zach LaVine on Wednesday. First off, how are you feeling?
I feel fine. A few more stitches, but it's not my first and it probably won't be my last, so I'm okay.
People dig scars, though, right? Isn't that what
That's what they tell me. That's what they tell me.
What is it with you? What's your deal, man? How come it seems like you play so hard that you get knocked around more so than anybody that I can remember? I've been here for 14 seasons. Gerald Wallace and you two guys might be right up there neck and neck in terms of who gets knocked down, who bleeds more.
Yeah, I wish I was known for something else. Getting hit in the face a lot, but
you're known for your aggressiveness.
I play hard. That's what I do. So I guess that comes with it.
Well, this is really our first chance to catch up with you since opening night. I wasn't here opening night, so it's really my chance to catch up with you since then. You've had 4 road games. What are you feeling so far in the beginning of the season?
It was a good start for us. We're hoping to get 3-2 coming back, but lost that one to Chicago a couple nights ago. So good chance to get a little payback tonight. And but I like what we're doing. We're playing faster. A whole new coaching staff, so it's a little different what we're doing on both ends of the floor. But I think it's going to be good for us.
Now take us through the mood from kind of start to finish of this road trip. You guys started out red hot against Miami and Orlando, kind of cooled off a little bit against a playoff contending team, really, in the Toronto Raptors, and then Chicago. Take us through the vibe and kind of what the team was going through on this road trip.
Yeah, more than anything, it's just a long trip to start the season. 4 games to start the season, no matter who you're playing against, it's going to be tough. So it's nice to be home tonight, and then next week have a few home games. So that'll be good for us.
I want to talk about Cody Zeller, the player. The thing that we got to know Cody Zeller for. Cody, you've had a tremendous start to the season so far. It seems like you're really feeling your way in this offense and defense. It's a good fit for what you do well. Do you feel confident right now, more confident maybe than you've felt in years past? Because number one, you're feeling healthy, and number two, you're playing better.
Yeah, I feel healthy, especially playing with that first group. We have good chemistry with all 5 of those guys. So. We're confident that we can play well. Still some things that we can clean up on, but I feel really comfortable in that starting role playing with those guys. So those guys make it easy on me too. Kimba and Nick, draw a lot of attention and great passers. So just making me able to play.
Is it a situation, too, where the coach is still trying to figure out playing groups? We know that he wants the offense to start fast. He wants you guys to get off to good starts. We didn't do that on opening night. On the road, we did that more often. Is it something that you guys in that starting unit are still kind of feeling each other out a little bit?
Yeah, we definitely have to get off to better starts. We can't dig ourselves a hole. We play well with our backs against the wall, but we can't get into that situation every night. So that'll be a big emphasis for us moving forward.
Just go in and say you guys are down 20 when you guys tip off.
Seems like it. We got to figure out something.
So now moving forward, it's a tough loss against Chicago on Wednesday. What was something that was discussed at practice yesterday, something that you guys can do in order to get revenge tonight and take them on?
Just doing easy buckets, a lot of points in the paint, a lot of points in transition. So those are stuff that can be cleaned up just with better effort. So like you said, we get another chance at them right away tonight. So be a good opportunity for us.
Is that an immediate advantage, being able to immediately go back and take on the same team that you lost to the night before, a couple of nights before?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just going through shoot around today, and it's the same plays we saw, a couple nights ago. So we're a little more familiar with their personnel and their plays. So it does help a little bit.
Seems like, we've had a tough time taking on the Chicago Bulls in Chicago at the United Center. What is it about that team that, we just can't get past, and we're just really, really trying to move forward?
Yeah, there is something about it. I don't know what it is. We got to get it figured out, but especially in Chicago, we haven't had the best luck. Ball just hasn't bounced our way, but they always play hard. No matter if they might not be the most talented team in the league in the past couple of years, but for some reason they always play hard, and we always struggle with them.
Well, we know fans at Spectrum Center have been waiting for another game since opening night. They've had to watch 4 on the road, Fox Sports Southeast. There's nothing wrong with watching TV, but we want to be here. We want to feel that excitement. Eryn wants to feel her first home game. So,
dude, I want to play here too.
So what is that going to mean to you tonight to be in front of the Spectrum Center crowd, and how much those guys get behind you?
It has been a while, so hopefully they have a lot of energy. We'll be excited to play back at the Spectrum Center, so it should be a fun night.
What is it like in this place when the crowd starts getting into it? We said they were quiet early on in opening night because of the slow start, but as you guys started coming back in, how can this the Hive be? Do you think it's reminiscent to how things used to be at the Hive?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely energizes us when they get behind us, especially in the fourth quarter, but throughout the game. That energizes us, and we kind of feed off that, so that'll be huge for us.
Well, we're really looking to seeing it tonight. If you can't be here at Spectrum Center, make sure to tune in on Fox Sports Southeast. Tip-off is at 7 o'clock. For Matt Rochinski, for Cody Zeller, I'm Eryn Pittsonberger, and this is the HornetsFanshop.com pregame show.
Be here. To get your 2018 season membership, call 704 Hornets. This is Buzz City.